You wonder what it's like if you were to run a transit system in the hot, hot desert, like someplace like Phoenix, run it for a while, and then go to another place where it's freezing cold, like Buffalo, New York. What would that be like? Well, I'm Paul Comfort, and on today's episode of Transit Unplugged, we'll find out because we're going to talk to somebody who just made that transition. My good friend Michael Powell. Michael is director of transit at NFTA, Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority. And just prior to this, he was chief transportation officer at Valley Metro in Phoenix, Arizona, with my friend Jessica Mefford Miller, who's the CEO there. Michael just made the transition this last year and tells us all about it. He also talks about this amazing public transportation system that serves the Buffalo, New York area, over 1 million people in the region, including Niagara and that area there. And we dig into his background. Like me, he spent his whole career in public transportation, spending 28 years working at the New York City Metro, starting out in one of the boroughs of New York where my dad grew up. And we'll talk all about that, about his background, what he learned there growing up and public transportation, and how he's applied those lessons in each of his successive jobs across the industry. It's a great story. And we'll dig into the current transit system and some of the big projects they have coming up, including the Amherst rail extension, a brand new station that opened up, and a new BRT coming in the near future. All that as we talk to Michael Powell in upstate New York and Buffalo. He is the director of public transit at Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority. Enjoy. Great to be with my buddy Michael Powell, who is the Director of Public Transit at NFTA, Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority up near Buffalo and near Niagara Falls. Michael, thanks for being with us.
Great to be here, Paul. Thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely. I enjoyed our visit with some of your operators a few months ago. We stopped by during football season, and you took me out. Where did you take me? That's where all the buses park, right, to take people for game day service?
Yeah, we have about 6 or so different locations where we pick up passengers for game day service, and that's a central hub that's closest to the stadium. And what will happen is people who park there, the buses that are not as full or not capacity will pick up there as well. We have some scheduled and some unscheduled that have capacity to help bring everyone along. That was the McKinley Mall, which is very close to the Bills home stadium.
That's great. Yeah, Buffalo Bills. Everybody loves them. Great team. Too bad this last year. Maybe this coming year, your and my teams will do better. I'm the Commanders. We had a rough season as well. Yeah, you guys did much better. Well, let's talk about your transit system some. Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority. You're right near Niagara Falls, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Tell us about the area it serves and the agency itself.
Sure. So the NFTA Metro, and this is the Metro division, is part of the bigger NFTA as a whole. And it also serves the airport as well. So we have airports and we have public transportation. We have 2 different airports, which is Buffalo Niagara, which is the main one that you, I think, flew into.
Yeah, I flew into there. Yeah.
Up by the falls is another airport, which is a much smaller operation. But we want to talk transit, not planes today, right?
Yeah, so that's all right. but that's all part of your group. Tell me about the overall group. So the Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority, what does it do?
Sure. Well, it again has the airports and all public transportation, including rail, bus, and paratransit. It's about 1,500 people altogether. 2/3 of that would be the Metro division for public transportation.
And that's what you head up, the Metro division.
Yes.
Yes. And what's your boss's name?
Kimberly Minkle.
Yeah. I think I built her a little bit too. Yeah. Thank you, Kimberly, for letting us do this. So tell us about your service then. What do you all do in Metro?
Sure. So we provide bus, rail, and paratransit service to the Erie County as well as Niagara County. It's a large area that we serve. Pretty much the city of Buffalo is about 300,000 people, but the greater Buffalo-Niagara region serves well over 1 million people. And we do that with 53 bus routes, 1 rail line, and a lot of paratransit service, which is growing every year, almost as much as 10%.
Wow.
It's a lot to keep up with.
That is. And what kind of rail do you run there?
We run a light rail system. Actually, it's the only other city in New York State that has a subway, even though, granted, we're not at the scale of MTA. We have 13 stations, 5 above ground and 8 below ground at this point. And then we'll get to talk about the extension. That'll mostly be above ground. So it's a small but mighty operation. It sports huge riders per passenger mile and also efficiencies. So we definitely get our money's worth out of it.
That's great. That kind of reminds me of the one that I used to run in Baltimore. People didn't even know Baltimore had a subway system, if I went somewhere else, but we had commuter rail, light rail, and a small subway station. But like you said, small but mighty, right?
Yes.
That's cool. All right. So break it down a little bit more about your services and what you've got going on.
Sure. So on the bus side, again, like I mentioned, we have 53 routes. 12 of those are express, the rest being local. Our daily ridership of our bus and rail combined is probably about 50 to 60,000 riders on an average weekday. We have also a paratransit service, which we do in-house. We have 85 vans, and we do about 1,000 to 1,100 weekday trips on average. And weekends, obviously, much less than that. But we are, again, expanding at a rapid pace in paratransit. We're bringing on some new software. We just got approved by the board. We're excited about that, hoping to get some efficiencies and make our services much more customer friendly and give them some rider tools that I've seen other cities share the success in by adopting these latest and greatest technologies. But it's a busy operation, a lot of ridership to deal with every day. We have the elements here, the cold, the snow, but our transit riders are dedicated and they're loyal and they support us. It's a great time to be here in Buffalo. We have strong political support and we're doing some great things coming in the future, which we'll get to, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's great. So, Michael, tell me about your staff levels.
Sure. So the NFT Metro has about 1,000 of the 1,500 greater NFTA employees. Of that, about 563 bus operators, 181 mechanics, 27 rail cars, 85 power transit vehicles, 289 big buses, not including contingency, 3,852 bus stops, 53 bus routes, and 325 bus shelters, which we're expanding those more and more. It's definitely needed out here with the cold and the wind.
Yeah. Now, how did you end up? You mentioned it being in the cold. Now, you and I first met, I think, back when you were in Phoenix, where you were what were you, the COO there for in Phoenix?
I was the Chief Transportation Officer at Valley Metro, yes.
Yeah, Valley Metro, yeah, with Jessica. Yeah, and we did a show, Transit Unplugged TV show out there a year or two ago where I got to meet you in your operations control center. That was pretty cool. Your whole place, you had some solar powered stuff, I think, for your shops there and all. So what were you doing there? Or give us your background a little bit. How did you end up from the heat of Phoenix to the winters in Buffalo, New York, man?
I'm a native New Yorker originally. I grew up.
I couldn't tell by your accent.
I tell people it's Australian. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But, so growing up in Brooklyn, actually, and I'll really back up to the beginning. I was a avid transit user from childhood, from 8 years old. I lived down the street from 3 or 4 different bus lines and the elevated rail system, which was the B line. Now it's the D line in Brooklyn. And I learned at a very young age that transit is the key to independence and freedom. And those lessons and values stuck with me throughout my life and my career. Didn't know, after college that I would wind up working for the MTA. And I had a great 28-year career with them. Met some amazing people and mentors there. Some of the lights of Craig Cipriano, Darryl Lyric. But started out as a driver, and I really understood the system and learned about it from the ground up. Learned about the challenges. I really keep that close and near to my heart because I'm very empathetic with the driver needs and the demands that they go through, the stresses, the need for good de-escalation training, and the realities of what they experience every day. And again, with those lessons, delivering service when I was at MTA and subsequent career moves, understanding that transportation is freedom and independence and social mobility in a lot of ways. So I was involved with the union early in my career, so I learned the other side of the fence and had great relationships with all the union presidents that I've dealt with throughout my different careers.
Were you the president of the union or steward? Were you a shop steward?
I was the division chair at MTA. I had 4,000 operators in the Brooklyn TA Surface Division. Did grievances and arbitrations from both sides of the table. But
Wow.
it was a little awkward when I went to the other side, as a supervisor, and then worked out in the road, worked at the depots, and then moved up as a general superintendent, worked in first administration and safety, and then transportation. And then I was promoted to assistant general manager. Of course, they put me in their largest of their 28 garages, which was one of the MTA bus garages, which was one of the 8 companies that were taken over by MTA early in the 2000s. So there was a lot of culture resistance and a lot of culture change that had to happen. But I led there for 3 years, and I was very successful. We reduced accidents every year, had a great team, improved the morale, and won the folks over by doing what I do now, getting out to the different garages, open meetings, town halls, educating the operators and the maintainers on what's going on, where our pain points are, and how could we help, and really inviting that two-way communication. But finishing MTA as Staten Island AGMO of road operations, it was our first bus redesign there, and it was met with the public with pitchforks and torches, basically. And
Yes.
yeah, it was a rough go, but they allowed me to come in and put together a team, and we joined forces with the advocacy groups. Philippa Grisafi has a Facebook group of, I think, 4,000, 5,000 people in Staten Island that use the 33,000 daily trips in the express over there. And they became really close, and working with the borough president at the time, James Otto, another great figure that helped lead change and help us deliver the improvements we needed, and getting the recognition at City Hall for the attention Staten Island needed. But we really turned it around. And before I left there, we peaked at the highest weight assessment, which is another form of on-time performance that the system ever had. So a lot of happy customers from a lot of angry customers. But again, meeting with the grassroots folks, going out into the field, going out myself and checking complaints, just talking with people, and being there with the team. But it was a great experience. And, at some point I did my 28 years there. It was time to do something else. And I landed first with Minneapolis, Metro Transit, as the deputy chief operating officer.
I think that's where I met you first, when you were there in Minneapolis.
I believe that was where we first met, maybe at the mobility conference or during my time there. I was only there for about a year before Valley Metro gobbled me up and enticed me to go over there. But I got to say, Metro Transit is one of the best systems I've ever experienced. The way they run it, Brian Funk, their COO, is one of the brightest and best transit minds I've ever met.
Yeah, top guy.
To this day, he remains a good friend. He knows his stuff. He is dedicated. He rides the system all the time. And again, he gets it also about leadership. You got to be out there. You have to experience the system as a customer, right? They have one of the best BRT networks, and they're expanding it every year after year. I was there for the D-Line launch and a few other projects, but got to say, it was a short time there, but a lifetime of experience and friendships I've made. I tell everybody in transit family. We spend more time here than we do at home during the week, and everyone here is your family. Get to know everybody. I'm so grateful for the connections I've made throughout the industry, the APTA conventions and conferences as well. So getting back to the career, after leaving Metro Transit, again, Valley Metro had a great opportunity for the Chief Transportation Officer, where I took that job in May of 23. It was a great experience. There are some amazing people there at the City of Phoenix and Valley Metro I got to work with. For a purple state, they really are pro-transit. They have the support of a lot of the electeds, local electeds, as well as the state representatives and the public. The last Proposition 479 which was a 20-year funding, pretty much a lockbox of money that comes in, passed by well into the 60 percentile range. So the support was there. Rail just expanded. We opened up our northernmost terminal, which is the old mall from Bill and Ted's Great Adventure over there. Metro Center, that's it. We opened Metro Center, and then we just also opened, right before I left, the South Central Extension, which was a $1.3 billion 5-mile rail extension that split the line there into two lines. Basically, we have the A and the B line. We do a lot of paratransit service there as well, about 1,000 daily paratransit trips, and we did probably about 1,100, 1,200 ride choice trips, which is a premium service. And also we had the bus service, which we had probably about the same amount of routes as we do here, 47 to 50 routes. And then City of Phoenix operates independently 3 garages, and they had probably about 70 routes or so as well. But great times there. We elevated the OTP from the national average of like 74, 75% to 86 or 87% consistently before I left. We had some great partnerships with some software providers, and all the operations there are contracted out except rail maintenance. So it was unique and different to me. Although I had a little experience with that at New York MTA in the paratransit division for a couple of years, managing contractors was different and new to me. And it's a very complicated political structure there as well. But a very big board. A lot of towns and cities have members.
Tempe and Mesa and all them.
Oh, yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're interested in seeing some of the great stuff Michael talked about, we show it to you all on the Phoenix episode of Transit Unplugged TV. You can find it on YouTube. I also wanted to mention, Michael, that I was so impressed with Jessica Mefford Miller, the CEO of the agency there at Valley Metro. I think she's one of the top maybe 20 CEOs in America of transit agencies.
Yes.
Not only in the time we spent there, but she's also done a panel for us last year, a live event, and interacted with her on the podcast and seeing the results. I mean, that's where the rubber hits the road, right? The results, opening up those extensions with the great artwork. I'm big on doing all the artwork and the connections with the community. While we were there, we met with all kinds of community leaders. I mean, just phenomenal. I know you were a right hand there, so to speak, but I mean, what an amazing leader, huh?
Yeah, she is a firecracker. She has a lot of great vision, and she is a great team leader. She really gave us the support we needed to get our jobs done every day. No nonsense with the contractors. She held them accountable. She was as nice as could be, but you got to deliver your product and what you're selling, especially when the complex audience we have of our customers being the member cities, very demanding. They are very, very close to monitoring and into the statistics, into the daily activities of what's going on in their transit for their communities. Very actively involved, I'll say. And she was really supportive, and she has gotten a lot done there, opening those extensions successfully, under budget and on time, may I say, with the Metro Center, and driving and uniting a team to really deliver the quality of service and get things done. And they're still doing so much more there. They just recently announced the new rail. Instead of doing the Capitol extension, they're going to do the Indian School, which is a western bound rail extension in conjunction with the city of Phoenix. They got a lot of great ideas and expansion. I think Phoenix is probably the fourth largest metropolis in the country. At one point, it was growing really fast, and everything slowed down a little now, but there's a great need for public transit there. And Jessica and the team are delivering, and they're knocking it out of the park.
We're talking to Michael Dillon Powell, who is the Director of Public Transit for NFTA. When we come back after this word, we're going to dive into what he's doing now at his agency and some of the big extensions and expansions that are coming in his service right around the corner, right after this word.
Are you a transit executive who's making big decisions about AI, cybersecurity, safety, crime, and fare evasion? Well, what if you could get behind closed doors with a bunch of your industry peers and have a real, down-to-earth conversation about these topics facing the industry? Join Paul Comfort as he hosts the Think Transit Executive Summit, a one-day VIP meeting for transit executives only, run under confidential Chatham House rules in Boston on Monday, March 30th. We'd love to have you join the industry's best and brightest as we solve real-world problems and build stronger networks. To learn more and register, go to trapezegroup.com/thinktransit. That's trapezegroup.com/thinktransit and head to the Executive Summit page. We'll see you there.
We're back with Michael Dillon Powell, who is the Director of Public Transit for NFTA, the Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority. Michael, before we left for the brief break, you were talking about your background and history, and I love that you started out with New York City Transit. I mean, New York City Transit obviously is the largest transit system in North America, one of the largest in the world. I mean, by far, around 40% of the people who take a trip any given day on transit in America take it in New York City, man. We had Demetrius Critchlow on the show recently, and I've interviewed all of the CEOs recently there, or the head of public transportation there. And you said you started out in Brooklyn, man, and that reminded me, my dad was born in Brooklyn, Billy Comfort. And he told me when I wrote my children's book and I was asking him about things about it before then, he told me, Paul, we used to be able to ride the subway all day long for a nickel. And they had a token back then, a nickel token. And it was his key to freedom as a young man. So just what you 100%. Said, man, getting out of Brooklyn, going out. He's telling me you go to Coney Island and all these other places he would go to, and just great memories, how the role of transit plays in the life of New Yorkers, how it's thoroughly woven into the fabric of the community. Everyone rides transit every day to get to everything they do. And it's amazing, isn't it?
You don't even need a car in New York in certain parts. Most parts, you don't need a car. That's the amazing transit system they have there. And it's a model for so many cities to.
Yes, it is. It really is a model. So we left your story when you were leaving Phoenix. So then you came out here. You've been here almost a year now. Tell us about that, and then we'll talk about what are the new projects you got going on.
Sure. So I really did love working and living in Phoenix. I actually still keep a place there, and I'll go back there next week and visit. But So, family plans, no one plans these things. My daughter had a baby, my third grandchild, and I kind of got tired of flying back and forth every month to see him. But I had to be closer to family. My family is all here in New York and New Jersey. My son actually is a train conductor at New Jersey Transit, following dad's footsteps. But I wanted to be closer to home. I tried to lasso some of the kids out west, and no one wanted to come. So the dedicated East Coasters. So I started looking for some place closer to home that I could work, and I had a few great offers. But NFTA Metro really resonated with me. First and foremost, with their leadership. Kim Minkle is amazing, very steady hand. She's been in the seat for probably about 15 years as the executive director, leads really effectively, and has the trust and the confidence of the board and the community around her. Really has great vision and drives this agency forward, keeping us very fiscally responsible and solvent, and are very responsive to the community and very interwoven with the community. But, NFTA is at a turning point, moving from maintaining legacy systems to building a connected, equitable, modern transit network that supports Buffalo's next generation of growth. I came out here and visited, and I saw what was happening. It's going through like kind of a little renaissance. At one point, at turn of the century, Buffalo was huge, the city of lights, and then industry moved away, and it went through a little bit of struggles. But now there's a great interest here with biotech. We have UB and the medical school, and a lot of pharmaceutical and different kind of businesses. And we have the waterfront, which so many people want to be on the water. It's just beautiful. Yeah, you have a little bit of cold and snow during the year, but a little bit of sacrifice for a gorgeous spring, summer, and fall. And some people love the winter. My Tom George, the recently departing vice president, is an avid skier. So the snow made sense to him, and it becomes part of life. But I got to tell you, just the energy here, I was skeptical when I came out. I fell in love and also gained about 12 pounds. As we both know, we went out to eat. They have some of the best food out here in Buffalo, one of the best food spots in the country. And I've been around this country, different agencies, different cities. And
we had some amazing fattening food when I was with you for lunch that day.
yeah, that was a great time. And good pizza, good wings. Buffalo's known for the buffalo wings, right?
Yeah.
But and then the upcoming projects that are
tell us about them.
Sure. So I'll dive right in. We just recently opened up the DLW station, and DLW isn't just a station; it's a civic front door. It's a symbol of the reinvestment. You got to anchor it somewhere, and this is right downtown on the waterfront. And it's a small extension, but it brings people down closer to the water. We're building a bridge that'll connect in conjunction with the Keybank Park. That'll go right into the arena, so people could literally park at a park and ride, get onto the train and the subway, no jacket, and get off and go through a tunnel or over the elevator bridge to a tunnel into the stadium, and vice versa after a hockey game, a Sabres game. Or I know they just recently announced they want to raise the amount of events they do from like 140 or so to like 200 a year. So it grants a lot of people a great opportunity to get to that enclosed arena. As well, it's just a beautiful station. You got to come visit it. The artwork is amazing. The tile walls feature birds from all over the New York, the Erie County area. A lot of thought went into that, and we had some great artists work in collaboration with us on that. So DLW originally opened up in 1917. It was a passenger rail terminal. It was heavily used until, again, it closed down, probably the 50s or 60s or so. And then it's still close to the Amtrak hub over there, and it's right in the heart of downtown. And it's great to have that reopened. We have a lot of plans for the second level of it, including some shops and some merchants, and even maybe some food trucks in the summer. There's actually an elevator for the trucks that'll get up to the roof and have events over at the top of the station. So it's going to be not just a rail terminal. It's going to be a centerpiece of downtown that people can gather and have a good time, and not just use it as a place to go get the train. There'll be actually events there and things to do. And it brings them right to the waterfront, which is amazing. Some other great stuff we have going on is the Amherst Rail Extension. So right now our system is 6.4 miles. This will be about a 7-mile extension with 10 new stations, 3 at the University of Buffalo North Campus. It'll connect all 3 campuses when that's completed in around 2032. We're just expecting the record of decision for our environmental impact study. Hopefully it's going to come down any day now. We're hoping for good news and proceeding forward. It's going to be about a $2 billion project, half funded by the federal government and half is counting on us state and local contributions. But again, it'll connect the UB campuses, the Boulevard Mall, medical campuses, downtown and Canal Side, the waterway like I was talking about before. It'll also increase job accessibility from currently 84,000 to about 143,000. It's going to encourage $2.85 billion in new development, a $519 million estimated increase in property values. And we talked about the cost and the split of how it's going to be funded, and a construction window of 2028 to 2032. So again, rail extensions aren't about trains, they're about access and opportunity. And this is going to bring a lot of opportunity out to Amherst, out to Tonawanda, some of the other communities we serve. We're not building this hoping they will come. The density is there. They're building factories all over the place over there, and there's a lot of great development. This lines right up into that and will make it a lot more accessible, take traffic off the road. There's road improvements that'll come with that construction project as well. We're going to try to minimize the amount of grade crossings. Again, I rather everything be on the ground, but it's a lot more expensive and not sure the environment is conducive to that. But, it's going to be a really effective and efficient system that's going to serve and bring a lot of great opportunities to a lot of people. Last but not least, we have our Bailey BRT. That's coming also. We're hoping to roll that out second quarter of 2028. Construction's going to start this year. That's a 7.5-mile corridor with 13 stations. It's going to go from our University Station, where our rail currently terminates, to South Park Avenue, it's basically the north-south spine of Buffalo. The corridor will serve about 100,000 residents. Currently, the Route 19 is the primary route that serves those residents. Carries about 2,600 average riders per weekday. We're hoping to obviously grow that. It's not going to be just a dressed-up bus. It's going to have signal priority, fewer stops, dedicated lanes, and we're also exploring automatic camera enforcement. We're not there yet, but we're still exploring that. There's some legal issues and enabling legislation to have to get approved. But, it's all being talked about at this level.
That's awesome. I love BRT.
Yeah. The BRT is, you know what? It delivers rail-like reliability for sometimes a tenth of the cost.
That's right.
And it's portable. If it doesn't work eventually one day, you can move it somewhere else.
You nailed it. Yeah.
Absolutely. But you have to have, the commitment to it. You have to have the enforcement. You have to have the bus lanes, the queue jumps, all these amazing technologies. And there's a lot of great companies out there that assist with that to provide this, make it the success it is and give people back minutes of their life every day. That is what it's all about. It's about giving them time back, our most precious commodity. They'll also have heated stations, and we're going to use 12 dedicated low-no buses for the project. The cost for Bailey is about $107 million. 104 of that is coming from federal, and about $3 million the state's ponying up to make that a reality. Again, like you said, Paul, and we talked, BRT delivers rail-like benefits with bus-level flexibility. And it's going to be our first. We have a future network that we're developing in the background, a lot of great ideas. We even just recently did a study. We had some trails, our abandoned rail corridor that we own. Would those be feasible for BRT lines? Since we already have it, we're still exploring that. But with the BRTs, as well as fleet and facilities to support it, we're also just endured a alternative fuel study. We're looking at things like hydrogen, or CNG for our one of our bus facilities. We have 3 garages now. One's CNG, and the other 2, one is our electric. The other one, Babcock, is standard diesel. So we're looking at Babcock, the future of our Babcock bus facility. Do we want to, is hydrogen a reality? Is it close enough? Or is it going to be another CNG or more electric? We have right now 37 electric buses. We are taking an order of 8 more this year. We have 22 in the pipeline. So we'll be at about 67 in the next couple of years.
Out of how many buses?
Out of about just under 300 buses, 289 buses. Our fleet at one point was 330. We have a 21 in contingency, which we use for training. And actually, we're at 30% of our fleet is past its useful FTA life of 12 years and 500,000 miles. So we're refurbishing that bus replacement program and trying to long-term plan and really figure out the best strategy for replacing our fleet, what fuels we want to go with. And as you know, there's a lot of discussion or hesitation right now with electric.
Right.
So we're really are weighing next move very, very strategically and carefully. At one point, we led the state as far as electric buses, and now MTA, with their recent deployment, they're back ahead of us. But we were proud to try that new technology. We have a great fleet of new flyers and a great partnership with all of our bus providers for that matter. But excited about it. The public loves them. They're very quiet, as you know. It's an exciting time. With that, just jumping back to rail for a minute, also looking to the rail car of the future, right? And the rail system. With our expansion, our fleet right now is 40 years old of rail cars. We have 27 rail cars. They don't even make them anymore. The company that we had is long out of business, Tokyo. So we're exploring, though, and I've actually discussed this with the former CMO in Valley Metro. The real way to save money in the future, I think, and again, open to engineering right now, is hybrid trains, where you don't have to put up all the infrastructure, the OCS, run the lines. You could really, really achieve a lot of savings in the build and long-term cradle-to-grave nurturing and maintenance by having hybrid battery electric trains, charging at terminal ends and really, really removing a lot of that huge cost for infrastructure and driving those pilings into the ground. I think they go 20, 30 feet into the ground for the OCS poles. It's a lot of work, and every 50, 100 feet, it's a lot of cost. So really exploring these newer technologies and being forward thinking. It's exciting. It's a real exciting time to be here between the BRT with the Amherst extension, the rail extension, as well as our new station, and looking at expanding paratransit service, exploring, taking on a new study to look at maybe explore microtransit, even introduce that. There's a pilot going on now that we're participating in. There's a lot of great things happening, and I am so excited. I know I made the right choice coming here to Buffalo. I really do love the area. It's true what they say about Buffalo. Everything is 20 minutes apart. You can get anywhere from here to there. There's a lot of great roads. They handle snow like nobody's business. The airports, a lot of times when we have delays at our airports, it's not about getting out. It's about flights getting in from other places, because they do it every day here, and they do it very well, I got to say. We have great teams, and everybody here is really dedicated. Again, the 1,500 people or so from NFTA, 2/3 of that being NFTA Metro. They really love what they do. Our planning, I got to say, our planning department, I take my hat off to them every day. They actually, I think all of them ride the system every single day.
Wow.
They experience it as a customer, so they're really understanding when they hear about concerns of what's going on out there to really quickly adapt and make the changes needed to keep the customer experience improving at all times.
That's amazing, Michael. What a great story for not only your personal story, but the story of your system and what you have coming up over the next few years. I can't wait to see it all come into fruition. Thank you for taking some time today to share it all with us.
Paul, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure the industry does, the work that you do in promoting transit, public transit. Thanks for moving us forward, and I appreciate and enjoy your show very much. Looking forward to catching the next episode.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Transit Unplugged, the world's #1 transit executive podcast. I'm Julie Gates, executive producer of the podcast. Many thanks to the team that makes this show happen. Host and producer Paul Comfort, producer Chris O'Keefe, editor Patrick Emile, associate producer Cindy Raskin. Transit Unplugged is being brought to you by Modaxo, passionate about moving the world's people. If you would enjoy behind-the-scenes insights and updates from the show, sign up for our weekly newsletter, which has links to can't-miss conversations with the biggest names in mobility. Head to transitunplugged.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Transit Unplugged.